to the left, and then you can, I don't know the mare at all. Some people, they ask me, why or if you have a horse and they start to do like this, what could it be? And I used to say it could be many, many reasons. First of all, I think if you know the horse, then you know a little bit the reason. For me, I have one horse at home. I know exactly why he's taking the tongue out immediately. Normally, it's when he always wants to take more pressure on the left hand, always. Horses are always left or right-handed, you know. You always have one chocolate side and one strong side. And sometimes when I am not careful enough, and I put a little bit more pressure or try to improve something, and I get him a little bit too much in the left hand, then the tongue is coming out a little bit. So what can we do about that? Yeah, of course we have to think about it. I have to think about it all the time, not to be too strong in my hand myself in the left hand. Sometimes you have to deal with a little bit technical things sometimes, if they have a tendency to do this. Maybe you have to, if it's okay, and then one of a sudden it's coming out again, then maybe you have to tighten the noseband for 15 minutes or half an hour or something like that, just to break the behavior. With the tongue, it's really, really, really important that you're not letting them do it too long. As soon as you see it, you have to think, what can I do to fix it, you know? Because when it's becoming a behavior, that they're doing it for a long time, then it's really difficult to... some horses, they do it because they're getting a little bit nervous. Like we are doing... Some people, they are doing this, huh? It's a behavior they have. When it's getting as a behavior, it's really difficult. I have no idea why she did it a little bit now. And it was not over the bit, it was just taking a little bit out. We have to see. If you have a horse and you're really almost giving up, you can do everything. Normally, you can break the behavior with the noseband a little bit, or changing the bit. If you change the bit only because just for the change, you're breaking exactly the way of contact with the mouse, and then sometimes you can, the horse is stopping and doing something else. So you have to be quite smart yourself and try different methods. If I have a feeling that I'm not really satisfied with the horse on the diagonal, I always go back to the quarter line or the center line, because then I can get more natural way to ride the horse forward in the half pass. And also easier to check up if I'm on the right track all the time. Stretch the limit a little bit towards extended trot. Very well. And then you go on the quarter line. Very well. And you could see now, before he went into the diagonal, he was really careful. So he was first having her really uphill in balance, a nice balance, and then he was growing out of that to the extended trot. If you let her walk a little bit, and then I'm just going to show a nice exercise. You can. This horse I don't think need it, but it could be good to use when you have students who don't understand really why we are using the outside rein in the shoulder-ins. But you can work with the bending a little bit in the shoulder-in and play with shoulder-in and revers and straight neck and bend again. So what you're going to do later on after the walk is that you're starting quite normal shoulder-in. Then you make the horse straight and bending the horse to the left, left rever, like that, yeah. And then after a while, when I tell her you to make him straight, you make her straight again, and then later on slowly to the normal shoulder in. And this you can do with your students in walk first. I used to do it in the walk first, so they understand how they do it. Because then they have to balance the shoulder or control the shoulder here. And if they have a tendency not to understand why I should stay my outside rein here, if they are overbending the horse, so the shoulder goes out, it's more easy to get the shoulder in, and understanding why it's straighter, it's easier to have the horse staying with the shoulder inside. So I'm just going to show this exercise for you. It's also very normal and standing in the book as well, but it's good to see. Sometimes it's easy to forget good exercise. So we start a few steps, Dirk, only, with quite much shoulder inside, with a normal bending, and then slowly you make the neck straight, and slowly you make the horse left bended in rever. And then slowly we go back to the same position again. Now straight, and then rever. Exactly. And then straight again. Okay. But I want you to stay with the shoulder inside all the time. Only the neck you are changing, not the front leg. The front leg stays inside the truck all the time. And then rever. Good. And then stay with the shoulder inside and make it straight again. Okay, we'll repeat it again. It's not that easy, but it's a good movement. It's nice for you to see it here now from this long side. Normal shoulder in. Good. Straight. And like there. Same shoulder all the time. And then back again to shoulder in. Okay. Okay, we try it on the left side as well. So, normal shoulder in. Bend right. Rever. And again back to shoulder in. And you see it's quite tricky to do this and keeping the shoulder, keeping the rhythm, and keeping exactly the rhythm in the movement. If you can do this with the same rhythm, keeping the shoulder inside, then you can control the horse really good, also in the rhythm, in the half passes on the diagonal. Also when you're changing it for zigzag half passes. You could see that she was sometimes losing the rhythm a little bit. And that's normal when you do it in the beginning. It's not so easy to do. But if you train it a little bit more often, then you can keep the rhythm also when you're bending the neck of the horse. Yes, it was one question. What do we learn first? Passage or piaffe? Is there any rules about that? No. But I think in general, it's much better to learn a horse the short steps first, the half steps, than the slowly passage steps. That's my opinion. It's normally the way we are doing it. You can do it with a trot, like playing with a trot a little bit. But, okay. And walk. Not so bad. If you looked at him now, what I like very much in the beginning now, what he did with the mare, I don't know if you recognize this. When she starts to show some small short steps, like a little bit forward, and she starts to do the short steps, we could see already that this horse has a lot of quality for the nature to take up the legs. We already saw it in the trot. But what he did, he let the horse have the neck a little bit out. And I always learn the horse's piaffe with the neck a little bit out. If you look at Anki and Isabel in the warming up sometimes, they are piaffing the horses, also the long old ones, really with a long neck, almost no connection, very, very light connection. So the horse is a little bit over the back in the piaffe, not pulling back and taking the neck back like this, letting the horse, because the whole neck, that's how they can keep the balance, the horse. And if you put it, pressing the whole neck too tight, too restricted with the piaffe, then you're killing the whole movement, you know. Oh, good, Petter, it's enough. Very good, super. What could we more recognize here? He let the horse have the neck a little bit in front. And then, one more thing, he let the horse move forward. And that's really important in the beginning. I used to say, it's the 7, 8, 9, 10 first steps that counts. I see sometimes people piaffing horses 35, 50 steps. And the 25th, 30 steps is okay. But in the competition, it's the first, second, third, and so on, until 12, 15. That's the only thing the judge wants to see. So that's the most important thing, is that the signals to pick up the steps is working. That's the most important thing in the beginning. That's why we don't need to go on for so many steps. Most important thing is that the signals is working from the beginning. And the horse has the will to do it. Just a few words before the break about the horse. When you see a horse like this is for me a very, very talented horse to in the future to perform very well with good riding. When you sit here and look, of course you can see things that is a little bit weaker, a little bit, it's normal. You can see that sometimes she can open the mouth a little bit, this kind of things, you know. But you can also know that she is doing things about 2-3 points higher and more with more impulsion than many other horses are doing. So if he just take care about these things, then she's getting stronger and stronger in it. She's going to also have a better mouth and better connection. And he know that. He also know that he didn't start to compete her yet. But she's very talented for piaffe, 100%. Pirouettes, 100%. It's also, passage is already there. Not to do it whole test, but to play with it. It's fantastic good. Extensions, quite okay. Walk, okay. The canter work is really nice. The only thing now with her is to wait, to do good work, to get her more strong, you know. You could see sometimes when we was playing here with a travers, with a shoulder in and revers, then he was a little bit losing, getting a little bit quicker in the steps. These small things is nothing to worry about. This is only have to do with getting stronger. But we had to train it. So I hope that could be a horse for the really big international competitions.